In this video, I'm going to talk about the 4 physical criteria that we look for in therapeutic quality green nephrite jade and why they're important. But before this information will make any sense to you at all, I have to first explain a key benefit of green nephrite jade. In a word, it keeps our body's energy collected. This is so important for general health and wellness because as a result of aging, injury, trauma, and even chronic illness, our ability to hold on to our energies and retain our life-giving energy weakens. As a result, our energy can dissipate and scatter. It takes longer to heal and recover, and age more readily takes its toll on our appearance and general well-being. Wearing nephrite jade helps us hold on to our energy by working with the rotational movement of our aura. Now, this concept in itself may be entirely new, but the fact is that the energy field that surrounds us, when it's healthy, is not static. It doesn't just sit there surrounding us like a blanket. A healthy aura rotates in whole around our body, somewhat like the jet stream moves around the earth. I call this movement the personal vortex. The personal vortex is dynamic and relatively complex. It involves energies moving toward and away from the body. It has a close relationship with chakras, as well as the presence of heat in the body. The personal vortex also displays 2 types of movements, a centrifugal movement and a centripetal movement. Centrifugal forces draw energy away from the body, and centripetal forces move energy toward the body in a spiraling type motion. In a healthy aura, these opposing movements should be at play simultaneously at all times and always balancing each other out. The centrifugal movement carries unwanted energy away from our body, and it can also expel and repel experiences and even people in our vicinity that won't be good for us. It helps to deflect them away from our experience. The centrifugal force does temporarily grow stronger when we're faced with certain challenges in life. In contrast, the centripetal force does the opposite. It draws in helpful and needed energy and experiences and other living beings that support us in various ways. The act of healing, no matter the modality employed, restores the balance between the energies that are spiraling out and those trying to spiral in. Over time, as we age, these forces become less equally balanced. The centripetal force gradually gets weaker. Now, this is a natural function of nature as it supports the inevitable aging process. However, I feel that the mineral kingdom, and specifically green nephrite jade, can allow us to have a say in how quickly our centrifugal force overtakes our centripetal force. And that's because green nephrite jade strengthens the centripetal force. It helps draw energy toward your body. So now that you have this background, let's talk about these particular principles in terms of therapeutic quality green nephrite jade. So the jewelry industry evaluates and values nephrite jade based on 3 factors: color, translucence, and texture. At the Gemstone Therapy Institute, we consider a 4th factor, Chatoyancy, which is a special optical quality of certain jade, particularly from Siberia. From a healing perspective, these factors are very important, and I'll explain why. But first, let's talk about color. Nephrite's green color is due to the presence of ferrous iron, and it comes in an array of green hues and intensities. Jade with the best healing value has the purest and the most vibrant or intense color, as opposed to colors dulled by olive, brown, or grayish tones. This means that the finest nephrite color isn't just one set standard color. You could have two necklaces of 6A color, which is the best grade we assign, and their hue can be different. We look for a pure, bright green, but it may be described as a forest green or a mossy green or even an emerald green. But all have the potential to be the very best because they're free of color contaminants that can dull its purity. The richer the green color in jade, the more deeply it can penetrate the aura. The more deeply it can penetrate the aura, the more of the aura it can help to move. The more of your aura that is engaged and encouraged to move in a centripetal way, the more scattered energy your body can call back in, so you can feel more whole, centered, and collected. Choosing jade of a finer color may be particularly important to you if your emotions and memories and thoughts also tend to be scattered, and you have a hard time focusing on one thing at a time. Another factor we look for in healing quality green nephrite jade is its translucence. Nephrite jade ranges from opaque to translucent, and the higher the quality, the better that translucence. Translucence is the ability of a material to allow light to pass through it. The more translucent, the more light that passes through. You can check the degree of translucence in your jade by holding it up to sunlight or by holding a flashlight next to it. This is also how you can check for inclusions and consistency of color in your jade. The more translucent the jade is that you wear, the better it can regulate the balance of centrifugal and centripetal forces. The translucent quality raises the vibrations of the aura so that its own proper balance is better recognized and achieved. You might prefer jade with better translucence when you're looking specifically to support the centripetal flow. Perhaps your body is actively healing from an injury or trauma, or you just want to keep the centripetal force as strong as it can be. The third parameter we look for is texture. Texture is the industry term that refers to the uniformity of jade's color and the evenness of its translucency. Jade's green color is often irregularly distributed. This is due to variations in the way the iron molecules spread throughout the jade material. The color will be more intense overall wherever the iron is more prevalent. So deposits of densely packed iron is what forms the black spots that you might see in some pieces of jade. And these spots can interfere with the steady movement of the personal vortex. At the Gemstone Therapy Institute, we will avoid jade that has these black spots, although jade that's given a 3A clarity rating may have a very few of them, which are very small and hardly visible. We also avoid jade that exhibits swirls of color simply because it won't have a substantial effect on the personal vortex. Our jade that we give a 3A color valuation may have some minor color variations, and this will be reflected in a lower price. The more regular the distribution of color, the more evenly the aura's centripetal force can be engaged. If a necklace has beads of varying coloration that's significant, then the jade will connect with the personal vortex in an irregular way. This will be inefficient and the effects inconsistent. When choosing green nephrite jade necklace or bracelet for self-therapy, you may want to choose one with excellent texture or clarity when you find yourself to be particularly sensitive to energies. The more sensitive you consider yourself to be, the more important good clarity might be for you. The fourth and last parameter we use for evaluating green nephrite jade is chatoyancy. This is an optical quality that is not present in all green nephrite jade, even of healing varieties. Chatoyance tends to be a characteristic of Siberian jade. This jade originates near the Baikal Lake, which, just for curiosity's sake, happens to be the deepest lake in the world and the largest by volume. It's located just north of Mongolia in eastern Siberia. Chatoyance can range from minor to extraordinary. It's caused by an even arrangement of jade's interlocking crystalline fibers in relationship to one of the three axes in its monoclinic crystalline system. The luminous effect of the reflected light is reminiscent of the sheen that comes off of a spool of silk thread. Energetically, the presence of the chatoyance strengthens the other effects of jade in every way. It magnifies the ability of the jade to penetrate the aura, move the personal vortex, and support the centripetal flow. You may prefer definitive chatoyance when you want the very best that green nephrite jade has to offer. In summary, the purity and intensity of nephrite jade's green color determines how well it can penetrate the aura in order to keep it rotating around the body, supporting the centripetal flow, and helping you keep your energies well collected. The more translucent the jade, the better it can regulate the balance of centrifugal and centripetal flows around the body. The more uniform jade's color and translucence, the more evenly the aura's centripetal force can be engaged for most consistent effects. Finally, if you're fortunate to find nephrite jade with chatoyance, you'll own a therapeutic tool that maximizes all the benefits of green nephrite jade, and you'll get the best and the most benefit from wearing it. In my next video, I'm going to show you some examples of green nephrite jade so that you can see what these parameters look like in real life. My name is Isabel Morton. I'm the founder of the Gemstone Therapy Institute. To find out more about green nephrite jade, you can click the link at the end of this video, or come visit us at learngem.org, which will take you to the Gemstone Therapy Institute homepage. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone that you love. I wish you all the best on your journey to greater health. Bye for now.